all of it went back to a life vow. So I would recommend just sort of brainstorming with yourself, praying, asking, okay, have I made a life vow somewhere along the way? Love is spiritual, not natural. You ever think about that? This is absolutely miraculous. With love, you get the results now. You know, I'm tempted to say that just about everyone I've ever met had some kind of a life vow in a negative way at some time in their life. But I'm not going to go quite that far. Everyone I've ever worked with who had a significant problem issue in their life had at least one negative life vow. A life vow usually happens in childhood sometime or during your early years when you're experiencing so much pain that you consciously or unconsciously make a vow. If I can just have this, or if I can just have this stop, I will do this, or I will give up this. Let me give you an example. A young child, this was a client of mine, a young child is in horrible pain over the child's parents constantly arguing, yelling, and screaming at each other. Okay? Tremendous source of pain, and it gets worse and worse. The child, unconsciously, well, some of it was conscious because he did remember it later. The child makes a vow, you know what, when I get older, if I can just never have anything like this that I have to go through again, I'm okay if I don't make a lot of money. I'm okay if I'm not really successful. I'm okay if I'm not even that happy. If I can just not have to go through this again, I'll give up almost everything else. Well, the person as an adult comes to see me, and they're now in horrible pain because of the life vow. They're now in horrible pain because they keep pushing everybody away out of fear that we'll get close and end up arguing, okay? Out of not being very successful because they're not good with relationships, and that's a big part of most types of success out in the world, okay? And they're having health problems because they're so stressed all the time about staying away from anything that could end up in conflict or argument that it puts them in this paralyzing constant stress that's causing all kinds of health problems, all right? Well, all of it went back to a life vow. So I would recommend just sort of brainstorming with yourself, praying, asking, okay, have I made a life vow somewhere along the way? And what you look for is some negative pattern that you keep repeating. I keep pushing people away. Or I keep trying too hard. Or I keep medicating myself with television every night. Or with chocolate or drugs or alcohol. Now there may not be anything wrong with those things. It's not what you do maybe, it's why you do it as an escape, all right? So just look for something negative in your life and just sort of pray and meditate and you know, read the thing in the book that I've written about kind of what a life vow is and what it looks like. And just sort of say, okay, do I have a life vow? Did I make a life vow at some point or other that I'm either not remembering or I'm unconscious of? And it'll often float up. But if you believe you have, get out the 3 tools, use all 3 of them or one of them or 2 of them, whatever works best for you. But if you use one and you still haven't healed it, try 2, and then 3 if you still haven't healed it, until you feel like, you know what, I'm not pushing people away anymore. I'm not trying too hard anymore. I'm not paranoid anymore. I'm not in this constant stress state anymore, all right? Because a lot of times it will go back to a life vow. So brainstorm about that, and if you believe you have one or may have one, work on it with the 3 tools and heal it.